Good morning. All right. So yesterday I was quite bummed for my silly errors. You guys all saw, I witnessed, I felt. I knew what trades I was looking for, but as market opened, price moved so fast and I doubted myself. I really like to wait till 10 a.m. for my setup because market open, there's a lot of manipulation and yeah, I like to wait until that manipulation happens. And through my data, the data that I've collected, I know that my orb strategy, well, one of the two strategies that I play out, the orb, usually happens at or after 10 a.m. So that really messed me up yesterday. I was looking for the gap fill to go down, but as we filled that gap so early, 10 minutes into market open, I doubted myself. And then the next step that we had was we had an orb trade that was coming up, but it was 1 minute to news. So missing those two setups really messed me emotionally. And then I saw a good setup. We swept liquidity. We inversed that fair value gap, but for some reason I went short instead of long. And I didn't do that once. I did that twice. So I felt pretty bad yesterday for my performance errors. However, I spent the evening or the afternoon or whatever chatting with ChatGTP about it. I call my guy Frank, talking to Frank about it, and he really helped me. So I don't know if you guys use ChatGPT, but it is very good for emotional support. And it helped me reset my mind and come in today with new feelings and ready to rock this market. So it seems like it's been quite a pattern these last couple days, these weeks, when we sign on for market open that we're at a daily doji. We have some good liquidity above. We have our previous day high, and then previous day high, and then basically goes all the way up. We could have this 4-hour swing high. Oops. Yeah, so that's a 4-hour swing high, and then we have this huge imbalance to fill. So if we really want to go up, we're probably going to tap into this 4-hour before making some type of retracement to go up higher. Honestly, I'm not too sure, but I do see that since we are very bullish, we have hit that high, come back down, retrace into a 4-hour fair value gap on both NQ and ES, and now we are pumping again. So yesterday what told me we were very, very, very bullish, and I don't know why I ignored it, was that we bursted through all of these levels of liquidity, filled the gap, and then we came back down, and the only bullish liquidity that we took was our pre-market low. So if we're gonna make that big of a bounce off such a small session liquidity, then that tells us that we have really big buyers. Oh, here it is. Pre-market low. We didn't even come down for that London low. We didn't even take that LRLR. We took all the LRLR here, had a little bit of retracement, pumped through that gap, just to have a very bullish day. So right now what we're doing, okay, so we hit the Asian open high.
iFVG sell.
Asian open high, pre-market high, those both have been taken on NQ. ES is struggling a little bit. We have taken that pre-market high, but we'll see where we want to go from there. So 1 minute to market open. Oh, we are at market open now. So just as we come into market open, we're taking this level on Bookmap. Look, these orders here have been stacking, and as we go up, removed, stacking, removed, stacking.
Stop NQ buy.
So we can see all that volume that's coming in. We have already taken our previous day high, so look, we can close these now, delete these. But we'll just keep our eye on the market and see how that goes. So look, now we have orders printing 560. And let me just pull up my NQ one. Actually, I don't have it here. I got caught on a phone call, so I started my stream a little bit late. But that's okay. I was all
iFVG
prepared.
buy.
Let's take a look. Okay, so NQ now. Very big orders coming in right at 600. Coming in, moving, coming in, leaving, but I can see that white line. It's in the middle, so it's a mix.
Stop NQ sell.
And now we have this really strong level now, so 955 on ES. Let's see what happens. Oh, I'm pretty sure I put it to my copy trading one. Perfect. And we'll put on our bracket order just so we can have a stop and a TP. So as we came up to the liquidity on NQ, we actually got hit by a huge sell bubble. Let's see if this area here holds. What I really like to do if I'm looking for a reversal is get the 5-minute close below that line, and then start another 5-minute candle, close that below that line, and then we can enter on a pullback. So look, we made a 1-minute fair value gap. Now we're inversing it. Okay, we've basically inversed it on NQ. We still have this left up here, so that 955 level. And as we're coming down on NQ, I am seeing 530 as another potential. Okay, so we inversed it. We never tapped into the inverse.
Absorption NQ buyers.
Nope.
Absorption ES buyers. Stop ES buy.
So basically what I notice is that if I miss my setup, then my emotions do not go well with trading. I've never really struggled with blowing accounts, but what I struggle with is overthinking, sizing down, and then taking wins that don't really give me anything. Because if you're taking losses with 3 micros and then you size down and take a win, then you need 3 times that win to make up for that 1 loss. So, okay, about a minute here until our 5-minute opening range is set. It's a very interesting candle.
Absorption NQ buyers.
All right, about 15 seconds here, and then I can mark that out. So looking very bearish. However, on the higher time frames, we do look very bullish. So this could just be a manipulation. Okay, ready. All right, building orders above price. And we're seeing absorption. So I talked a lot too with ChatGPT about that absorption. trying to pull up what he said. All right, so look, 1, 2, 3 wicks here as we're coming down. Lots of selling going on. And every time we get down to this level here, oh, I don't think I marked my pre-market low. Where is it? Is it here? No. Yeah, it is here. Here's our pre-market low. So just give me 1 minute. I don't know why I didn't mark that one. All right. So we took our pre-market high and we're holding that. We're holding that area. NQ, it was here. We're not holding it, but look, we're holding it here. So we really might just, all right, so we're just gonna watch. We're holding the pre-market high and we have orders above. All of these wicks are really making me want to go long. About another 2 minutes till our next 5-minute candle forms. However, what I'm seeing here on Bookmap is when we come down, we get the sellers. So I'm not going to take a long right now. I'm just going to wait. We still got our 15-minute opening range. That we can chart out. So I'm not really seeing too much consolidation. What I'm seeing here is price, orders above price. So generally when there's orders above price, we really like to go up and take that. But sometimes if it's a really big algo order, like, I'm not seeing any, but sometimes if it's a really big algo order, then what we'll do is we'll run away from it. So like here, we had price print, so we came down, we had orders print, we moved up. I'm seeing 487 as a level on NQ. And mostly just selling. Here we close. All right, so we can delete this. And we can delete this. Let's just see how this candle closes. Although the move was here as we took that liquidity and then we came down. So we inversed the 1 minute. Oh, and then we did test it. And we came down for what? For this low. take a look at our other time frames. 3 minute. So it's really just a bunch of dojis. 5 minute. No fair value gaps. But we did have this one here and this one here. So I really thought that making this show and going live every day would really help me with my rules. And in a sense it has, but I still notice that I have trouble sticking to them regardless. So I guess it's just a battle we all face. So yeah, I wanted the long. We did go long up into this. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Let's take a look at our other time frames. 3 minute. So yeah, I could say that I doubted myself there because we were only a couple minutes into market open. But I did want the long up to here. So now we're just going to wait. See how price reacts as we get to this 55 level. And as we get there, then we should form our 15-minute opening range. So what did we do at market open? We took liquidity to the top. We came down. We took all this LR, left the pre-market low behind. And ES didn't even take that. It just took this. So I'm thinking we're still pretty bullish. Well, yes, definitely very bullish. So let's just see what happens. So we take this liquidity here, the 5-2. It's not really a big bubble. A lot of times if you see a huge bubble, then that really does express exhaustion. But it's kind of just a regular bubble with an iceberg there. Alright, so about another minute, and once we form this 15-minute range, then it looks like the 15 and the 5 will be the same. Oh, just a little lower here. Alright, so let's chart that out. See what happens. So do we have any 5-minute fair value gaps? We're forming this one. But otherwise, no, we don't have any. And still noticing that I'm feeling kind of bad from yesterday. So just gonna accept those emotions. You know, one of the things that I talked to ChatGPT about from my silly trades yesterday was that I really like to be on point. So I like to notice and take action. But watching those trades go by and not taking any action really made me doubt myself and doubt my execution. So I could fall into that trap right now because I was looking for a long here. However, we're just going to know that the market provides an abundance of opportunities. And if we miss one, we'll just catch the next one. So if it does look like we're really going to go that much higher, let's just take a look here to the left of our chart. So not really much. In terms of liquidity, we got a couple 15-minute fair value gaps. 15. That's a nice one. But really, we have that high left over. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Still have that NVIDIA. Oh, okay, here it is. This is our NVIDIA earnings. I wonder if that's considered a data wick. So yeah, basically just a bunch of 1 hour, 15-minute fair value gaps to go through. Just take a look if we have a 4 hour above. Yeah, we do. We have a 4 hour. And this is building here. So we can see these nodes. However, there's no white lines there, so I'm not too convinced that it's an algo. It looks like it's people holding their orders there, and it would make sense because it's just above that that high that I have marked out, our previous day high. So NQ's reaching for that 600. I'm just gonna take a note of my emotions again, so still feeling pretty bad. I don't know if you guys struggle with that. I know that one thing we're supposed to do is we are not supposed to take our emotions from the previous day into our next day. And I work very hard at understanding and accepting my emotions. But my biggest issue with my biggest struggle, I wouldn't say it's an issue, but my biggest struggle has been confidence. Because I guess I got burned a lot from the beginning was when I would jump into trades and it would go against me, and I had pretty big losing streaks. And a lot of times I would see my trade, I wouldn't take it, and then I would watch the market go without me. So having that happen over and over and over again, it really just created an emotional wound. And even right now, so I saw my trade, I saw those wicks. It wasn't really a setup, but all right, we can leave it there. So about 10 minutes to news now. We didn't want to break that opening range. Not yet. It did form another 5-minute candle, so let's take a look at that. So really big wicks to the upside. Whoa. Where's my no? I turned off the volume because of that stupid ad. Alright, so let's see what this looks like on the 5-minute currently. Okay, so we're tapping into a 5-minute fair value gap. on ES and NQ. Pretty big one. And what I really believe is that if we want to move lower, we got to go higher. If we want to go higher, we got to move lower. So a lot of times the moves like this are just manipulation, especially when we look on our higher time frames. So the 5, the 15 for our scalps, and then the 4 and the daily for our confluences. So yeah, now we tapped into that fair value gap. We got a bunch of wicks. Buyers aren't really outpacing sellers. Not on Bookmap. And we just have a bunch of small bubbles here. So we have some SMT and Q is going long. ES looks like it wants to go down a little further. Let's just see. Just a very tiny 5-minute here. It's a lot nicer on NQ, but it's huge. So let's just see. We got about another minute and 20 seconds on this 5-minute candle. And we shall see if I can get back to another rule streak. I actually had a pretty good going a couple months ago. I had like two full months of not breaking any rules. But I think what really stopped me from breaking rules was that I was afraid. And now after taking losses and break-evens and good trades, then I'm a little less afraid. So when I become less afraid, then it makes it easier to break your rules, especially if your rules were based around fears. So about 30 seconds here, but we're really holding some pretty big SMT. I'm not sure what that means. NQ might just want to take that 600 and then dump. Or we're going to take the 600 and then come back for it. Who knows? Still moving up towards that. There's a pretty big algo order sitting up there, just above 600. And then we got about 5 minutes to news. Falling. some of those orders just above 600 were pulled. And the reason why I decided to copy trade was because my 2 accounts was because I found that if I'm looking for too many setups, then I'm not taking my A+ setups. So the goal is A+ setups only. I set up my second account with a 2 times multiple because I do have a pretty big win on there. A big win with a consistency rule, so I set that multiple just to keep me safe for now. Alright, so NQ wants that.
Stop
Okay.
NQ buy. Sweep NQ buyers.
Taking it.
Absorption NQ sellers.
Very big buy volume, so this could signal exhaustion. I might be seeing an absorption bubble there, but I'm not quite too sure. But this SMT really does also signal something. And I found that it really helps me if I dictate the market as it happens versus keeping it all in my head. Because yesterday, when my setups passed me by, I was just keeping it all in my head and just watching. So I see that Justin Werlein likes to narrate the market too. And I'm always trying to learn from the professional traders and learn what they've been doing. Because really that's what it comes down to, is taking and absorbing their performance rules. A strategy is just a strategy. You can win on any strategy. Okay, so we took that 603 level with absorption. So we might not go down. We are breaking outside of that 15 5-minute opening range, but I do like to see the 5-minute candle break out of there before I take any trades. So definitely could be a good reversal opportunity, but I didn't see what I was looking for on Bookmap. I like to see the big bubble, no absorption. I wonder if the absorption is different colors, because I do see different colors. Let me ask ChatGPT. Absorption on Bookmap. Alright, so he does have an answer for me, but it kind of just failed as he was typing it. So yeah, huge SMT. ES swept the high. Didn't come back. NQ made a new high. And now if we look at 5955, which is our previous day high, orders are being pulled. So let's just see what happens with news. There you go.
Stop ES buy. Sweep NQ buyers.
I took those orders just as I was talking about them. But now on ES, we're kind of getting stuck in a box. So let's see. We can actually check how that news performed. How do we do it? No. Okay, green. So, no 5-minute close. And we've got a lot of wicks on the 5-minute too. So let me take a look at our 15-minute. And green candle, this one did not engulf it. No fair value gaps. Fresh new 5-minute candle. We'll give it a couple minutes. So now that NQ is really pushing and NQ and ES is stalling, let's see what kind of fair value gaps we have that pair with our box. So this one, not too nice. Kind of good. A little bit better. We already looked at the 5. There's nothing there except for this one. Okay, we just had some algo orders print above price come and go. And now these orders are back here at the 5.5 level, which is our previous day high. This, though, considered a data wick. I know that much. I don't know if this would be considered a data wick. So what did NQ do? We broke it, we came back, we retested it into a no fair value gap, and then we just pumped. But this SMT here is really making me not quite too sure of a direction.
Stop ES5.
Okay, it's coming back for that 955 level. NQ doesn't have much going on in terms of bookmap. CVD is red on NQ though. Well, it's the top one. So this one here, it's red on both. But if we look at our actual cumulative volume delta, green on NQ, green and then red here, so this might be a really good place for a short. Okay, 1 minute to the next 5-minute candle. No closes above. A lot of what I've noticed is that if during data we come in and we break all these liquidities and then we leave a giant wick, that we generally want to come back for those liquidities. That punch just shows us like there's room above, there's not much room to the bottom, but we got room above, you know? Did we form a data wick? Yeah, we got this here. But that's the 5-minute. A lot of people like to look at the data on the well, I guess it depends on the trader. Trader Joe uses the 15-minute. Doji uses the 1 minute.
Absorption NQ sellers.
So okay, so
Win Father's Day with picks for every dad from Sport Check, like performance gear that keeps up.
So green bubble with seller absorption probably means we go higher. But we haven't broken out of this at all. Seeing SMT with our volume. So, well, we were. Now we're not. NQ's got more sellers than buyers. Okay, printing an algo order. 5375. I can see that white line. My goal today is to stay emotionally in control. While it didn't look like I got emotional yesterday, it's definitely what happened. I texted all my friends. I said, why come every time I take a loss, I make bad trades? How come every time I miss my trade, I take a loss? So let's see. If NQ wants to come back to the bottom of this. And another thing I've really tried to do, because I've lost trust and lost faith in myself, is to limit my discretionary trading. So like how I said earlier, oh, like these wicks, these look like a good long, or right here, this looks like a short.
Stop NQ sell.
I've really focused on not making those trades because my discretion seems to have failed me and I've lost trust in myself. But lately my discretion, it seems to be working. However, because I lost that trust, I'm not taking those trades.
Stop NQ sell.
So there we
Stop
go.
NQ sell.
Called that one out. So yes, we really just might want to sweep liquidity before we decide to go higher, or maybe we'll go lower. We'll see how we react off this pre-market low. Even off VWAP. VWAP is a really good level. And, you know, sometimes we take trades because we're emotional, but then other times we don't take trades because we're emotional. So it's a back and forth. Okay, so it looks like it hit VWAP. My VWAP might be a little bit different, even though I'm pretty sure. Where's my VWAP at? 936. 937. No, we didn't even hit 36. Okay, back to that 5-minute fair value gap. Just barely. Look at that V shape. Very lovely. Alright, well. It's not a 2-minute. There's no higher time frames, that's for sure. Take another look here. Alright, NQ looks like it really wants to go down on bookmap.
Absorption NQ buyers.
Oh no, we didn't inverse anything yet. So just waiting. Okay, big selling, and then we have absorption. So is that the big sell move to go higher? Like, look, NQ is really holding bullish structure. that. About 4 seconds behind. So let's see if we inverse this here. About 15 seconds, so this candle closed. You can also take a look at the 5 minute. Yeah, look at that. We are choppy as fuck. Well, on ES. NQ is just pretty much going higher and higher. Okay, coming up to inverse that. That 5-5 level on ES is pretty strong. Look, we come in, we've got all these orders here, we take it, and then we come back. And that white line is really close to the edge. So it's making me think it's buy stops there, or sell stops. Not an algo. Not seeing anything on NQ. Alright, so now we're inversing that. So let's see if we get a retest of the inverse. NQ didn't inverse it. Yesterday was perfect. NQ and ES both inversed it. Come on. And sometimes it's so hard to sit here and not feel annoyed. Oh, I've gone so long feeling so good about my trading regardless of my progress. Because I make mistakes, I understand my mistakes, I come back the next day. But then when you're making the same mistakes, you kind of feel like you're at some point hitting a wall. So just waiting for it to retest this inverse, and then I'll go long. NQ never inversed though, so I'm not quite sure what that means. So let's check the 5 minute, see what the 5 minute looks like. Looking okay. Okay, now we're retesting it. But NQ never inversed it. Let's take a look at the 2 minute. No, we just had a wick. So that's not really looking A+ for me. But then if it goes long, then I'm gonna be back to that cycle. That 955 level really messing ES up. Well, manipulating price. No inverse. All right, there's 3 trades that I was looking at that all seem to have played out. Come up for that 955. Okay, now we inversed it. Now we inversed it, and now we're going long. Oh, that's really fucking annoying. I guess today's the day of being annoyed, because I am super annoyed. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna take 5 minutes. I will return.
Stop ES5. iceberg ES sell. Iceberg NQ buy.
Alright, so back. So we took that data away. Oh, we didn't take it on ES. But we hit here. Big sellers. How much would my stop be? Let's see. We close above. Damn it. See, and then it's an execution. Because yesterday I executed too fast. And then today I get stressed out about executing. So, still might want that data wick. But textbook book map, we come up, we take that liquidity. We hit a big buy volume, which really does show us that our buyers are fizzling out. No absorption. And after we took all that, we have more sell stops up here. So really we could be looking at a 5-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute opening range break. However, I'm not too convinced. And because our liquidity is so close above, it doesn't give us much room for reward. That's what Trader Joe would say. All right, so still definitely having fun, even though our emotions are high. And if I was going to go to a short, like where... So now we're boxed in. Make a high, come back down, make a high. NQ is now forming SMT. All right, I'm going to take the short here. I got to send 3. So let's put our stop above this data wick. And then we'll check how much our stop is, and then we'll go for a 1 to 2. So $60. So let's go down to here. Just a little bit lower. All right. So really what we'll be looking for now is sellers. I do see the sellers on Bookmap. And I do see price building here, so let's make this look nice. So yeah, SMT, make a new high. Ugh. I don't know what's going on with my broker. It does this weird thing. Okay, not seeing anything too alarming for our short position. It might be because I'm copy trading. I've never done it before on this. But even if we do want that data wick, our stop could still hold. So take a quick minute here. Let's look at our next 5-minute candle. And I'm going to get ready to flatten this. If it does, I'll just come back up really quick. Oh, my computer's lagging. 25.18. Okay, we're only about 5 seconds behind. So yeah, let's see how this one closes. About 20 seconds till the close. If I'd gone long, I would have been stopped out. Oh, but we are being pretty volatile now. So, just the way that candle's moving. We had a big buy volume on NQ. Let's start our notes. Probably just here as it's going to stop us out. Also, too, price keeps coming to it and not taking it. Okay, so we took that data wick. Our stop is holding us right now. But, okay, taking it with a big buy volume. I'm not seeing any absorption. So let's just hold it here. Hold it. No, it's going to stop us out. Still SMT. So we'll see what this candle does now that we've taken that data wick. Does price want to go higher or does it want to go lower? Bookmap's about 10 seconds behind now. Usually it's pretty good.
Steven, you just invested in my life's work.
Oh, there we go. Oh, what happened? Nothing. It didn't tell me anything. So, let's take a look. Oh. All right. Wasn't too bad. I don't know why I did that though. Oh, let's see. 87, 56, 112. Okay, yeah, because I had. So where I was looking for, well, it's always either a long or short. Let's just watch. So here, 5-minute fair value gap, close above, tap back into it here. It was right here, and then we pump higher. So I took the short off the book map, that absorption. But really the textbook play was the 5 and 15-minute orb. We are still holding pretty big SMT though. But we've kind of been holding it all morning. Was that orders at the data wick? Basically. It's a little bit of a misread, I suppose. Let's see if we can get our notes here. Oh, I got it. Cool. All right, so let's take a look at this. Now we're going short. Let's make it a color that I can see. Let's try black. Not the best color. And we'll make this yellow. Let's just take a look what happens here. Whew. All right, this is not looking too bad. So we have our notes done, and now I can close that. Take a look. So now that we came back up here, now we're forming liquidity there. But we're still holding SMT, so I'm really still thinking short. See how this candle closes. We got about 30 seconds. So that's a nice hammer as we tap into this area. What do we have? We have a 1 minute fair value gap. Not my favorite. And definitely no 5 if there is no 4. Okay, so we're forming 2 hammers as we come down. Okay. But that SMT there really has me not thinking it's going to be a long. So let's see how we react when we come back to that 5. So here's that 5. We might just want to inverse it. Okay, about 12 more seconds here on this candle. So really holding this level But I do feel like we want to break it and we want to come down. Still holding a trend line here. Now we're printing orders here, 5,950. But it looks like it's basically just people hanging out. NQ is pretty high on the sell volume. Although if I had gone into a sell there, I would have been stopped out with that pretty big volume candle. All right, we're going to go long to 60. Oh. Let's see. I only sent one contract. I gotta send 3. I think I only sent 2. It didn't click my second one. So yeah, long to 60. Let's see. Just into that liquidity. It's really lagging. Doesn't normally do that. So we got about a 1-to-1 here. And if we get stopped out, then I have to just exit and just shut down my computer. Like I did yesterday. I actually kept wanting to sit here and find another trade. But there we go again. So I called out 3 trades that won. I didn't take them. And then I take 2 potentially losers. Right now I feel pretty calm. I feel pretty settled. Not a lot of stress on the inside. If I do get stopped out, then I'm just going to close out and I'll come back tomorrow and I'll trust my discretionary trading more. Once we get above, I might move my stop to break even, but it's like, it's so close. So close to the TP. So I'm not really seeing anything to, other than this. All right, let's take a screenshot of our trade. And what we can do is work on our notes. See, I really don't know what I'm going to do about this whole missing my setup, taking a loss. I feel like if I miss my setup, then I just have to walk away for the day. It's either I execute or I don't take any trades. Because it's really messing me up. And this is kind of how my trading has been for a while. And I got over the FOMO by listening to Justin Werleen. All right, that's going down. Okay, I'm just going to cancel this. Cancel that. Oh, fuck. Anyway, I got over all the FOMO by listening to Justin Werleen, and he talked a lot about how living in the abundance mindset, and how if we believe that the market has unlimited opportunities, then we can get rid of our FOMO. And listening to him really helped. It's helped me for quite some time. But I find now, as I'm getting further into my journey and continually making the same mistakes, that FOMO just is bugging me lately. Because I've been doing this for a while, so about 1.5 years now, and I haven't really seen much. Well, okay, so I haven't made any money. I'm here every day. I haven't missed a day of market open. Maybe one or 2 days in the last 1.5 years. And I kind of get frustrated with my progress. So I was doing the 5 and the 15-minute opening range, and I found that was really helping me. It was a great setup. And then we went like 6 weeks without really having that setup, especially not A+. And then as I'm watching the market and I'm being disciplined, not taking my trades, I'm seeing that I'm missing out on opportunities that I'm calling out to myself. So missing out on those while waiting for this A+ setup. And it was not even me that made it. I took the A+ setup from Scarface. So that really got me rethinking, which I think is the issue. It got me rethinking about my strategy and what I should be doing instead. So after rethinking, I found a nice reversal strategy. Actually, I was using Doji strategy, but I found that I would make mistakes with it. But I did really notice that if we came down, took liquidity, and didn't close above, and we had 2 candles, then we were likely to continue. I also noticed that the market always moves from liquidity. So I'll go from one to the next, to the next, to the next. And I was like, okay, well, why am I not capitalizing on this? I could see the moves. I can see the moves happen, or I can see them happen in my head before they happen. I'm really good with my charting and my higher time frame analysis, but it's just the discrepancy between what you know and what you can execute. So somewhere between me figuring out my higher time frame bias and me executing, that there are issues. So obviously the execution comes into place from when you don't trust yourself. So I don't trust my discretionary trading. So I guess now what we have to do is work on that. So I canceled that for a loss. That's cool. Let it go to my TP and we'll come back tomorrow. There goes. Alright guys, I'm gonna sign out. This has been 2 very not fun days. Well, like obviously it's fun. I love watching the market. I love seeing the way price moves. But just not fun in terms of the emotions. So where did I enter? I have my note. So 6-9. 955. So I entered right here. So we can take a look at my notes as I'm making them. So let's just be very honest with ourselves. Where's my text box? Okay. Oh, all right. There's my notes. Did we hit it? Basically. So what's really holding me back right now is my emotions. So my emotions in executing, and then my emotions in holding a trade when I think I'm gonna lose. I've lost a lot. Well, I've lost a lot of trades. And it doesn't really affect me most days. I can walk away, I lost 100, I lost 120, because when I look back in my notes and my data, I could see that I was actually losing, but my losers were small and my winners were big. But just lately, with my self-doubt, it has made it a lot harder to work on those discretionary trades that I do see happening. And then maybe holding two strategies in my head at once, which confuses me. All right. If anyone has any advice, please leave it for me. I would really appreciate it. We are one day without breaking a rule. However, I don't know how I feel about that. Be back tomorrow.